Welcome back. More Clinton connections emerging in the Russia meddling investigation. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Robert Mueller investigator Andrew Weissmann attended Hillary Clinton's election party last November. This amid growing complaints from Republicans of bias in the investigation. Joining me right now is Judge Michael Mukasey. He served as the U.S. Attorney General under the George W. Bush administration. He is also a former federal judge. Judge, it's good to see you.
Good to be with you.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So what do you make of all of this? I mean, first of all, you've got these investigators who investigated Hillary Clinton. They went to her party. They were partying up a storm together, and then he's actually interviewing her for the FBI. You've got Michael Flynn pleading guilty to lying, and yet Huma Abedin and Cheryl Mills lied to the FBI. No problem there. Is this investigation a sham?
I don't think the investigation is a sham, and obviously everybody's got an opinion, a political opinion, some of them. It's perfectly fine to have political opinions, but when you start expressing them in public, if you're a public official, that gets dicey. And most people, I think, in public jobs know that. Everybody in a public job has an opinion, but not everybody in a public job goes around expressing it, and goes around expressing it in the form of attendance at rallies or making contributions.
But it is pretty extraordinary, though, to see Mueller's team. I mean, he had to fire one of his agents. Actually, he wasn't fired. He now works in the HR division of the FBI. But he took him off of the investigation because he was found out to be sending anti-Trump texts to his girlfriend. So what do you do about a politicization of the FBI?
Well, you expose it and stop it. I think that the problem with the lawyer who attended the rallies, Andrew Weissmann, is a lot deeper than just attending a party. He participated in the Enron investigation, and every single criminal trial in that case that ended in a conviction was reversed either entirely or in part on appeal, and in large measure, particularly with the Arthur Anderson conviction that resulted in destruction of an accounting firm, reversed by the Supreme Court because he had pushed the obstruction statute too far. He was responsible for that, and he is, guess what, investigating a case that is alleged to involve obstruction. I don't know that I'd rely on his judgment in how far you go with the obstruction case.
That's interesting. You know, people don't understand the Enron background there, that everything was turned around.
Not everything, but many things, and there was no conviction after a trial that stood completely.
So what should be done here in terms of the Robert Mueller investigation? I mean, every day we hear more interviews being done. Hope Hicks, the PR woman at the White House, people that, you know, and the media is getting it wrong. You saw the hysteria a week ago that the president directed Michael Flynn. Then we learned that it was actually in December, a month before he's about to take office. Is there anything that should be done right now in terms of this Robert Mueller investigation where they're continuing to look for collusion that we all know does not exist?
I think that the best thing to do is wait for the outcome and not engage in fevered speculation about what the outcome might be.
But Judge, when is the outcome? I mean, this has been going on a long time. How much is this costing American taxpayers? Tens of millions of dollars?
It's costing them quite a lot, but it's also costing them a lot in terms of diverted energy and attention. And I think that's, in a way, a higher price to pay in terms of our politics.
So what's your whole assessment of this, then?
Well, I think we have to wait to see where, if anywhere, it goes. But I'm hoping that in the end, Mr. Mueller lives up to a lot of the advance notice about his reputation and has the courage to say if there's nothing there, that there's nothing there.
Christopher Wray testified last week, the new FBI director, and was asked about politicizing happening at the FBI. Here's what he had to say. Listen to this.
As I sit here today, I am not aware of, since I've been on the job, there's been no effort that I've seen going forward here, any effort to interfere with Special Counsel Mueller's investigation.
Truthful? Should we trust this?
Yeah, he says no effort to interfere with Mueller's investigation. That's pretty innocuous.
Right. The bigger story is, are they looking at the right things? Are they investigating the Clinton team? I mean, we just talked about the fact that Cheryl Mills and Huma Abedin lied to the FBI, then Cheryl Mills got immunity.
That response didn't speak to that at all. That response simply spoke to what's going on now in an effort or absence of effort to interfere with the investigation. Answer: nothing.
But what about Clinton? What about the Clinton investigation? Is there one? Or are we just going to keep turning over rocks looking for collusion with Donald Trump?
I think it'll be interesting to find out what Chairman Nunes discloses in the investigation that his committee is carrying on, which is going on fairly quietly but steadily. And I think we're going to find out quite a bit.
There is an effort, though, to keep that aside, keep that under wraps, keep this whole Clinton part of the investigation under wraps, frankly. And so the American people don't really understand what's happening with that. You're saying that that investigation will yield important results.
If the investigation is ongoing, it belongs under wraps.
Right. Okay. But in the meantime, all we hear about is Trump and potential collusion with Russia. I understand it's all speculation. It's all speculation,
and if you look at it, it's all hot air.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can't censor people in the media from talking about and speculating about what they want to talk about and speculate about.
When would you expect news from the Nunes investigation?
I don't know. But I do expect at some point that there will be news.
Attorney General, it's great to see you.
Good to see
Thank you so much. AG Michael Mukasey there. Protests turning deadly near the Israeli-Palestinian border. Meanwhile, after President Trump recognizes Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, we'll get into it next. Stay with us.